What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. You already know what that means. That means it is a new comic book day vlog. Today is going to be a packed day for me, so I'm hoping that this is going to be a longer video for you guys. But as you guys can see, I want to show you something really quickly. If you notice, I'm at my OG setup, so I'm back home, which is really cool because I haven't been home in a while. I've been in college, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be back in my collection. And I do want to show you guys something that I did get yesterday. I made a branded sponsorship deal with Whatnot, so I want to show you guys a comic I got. So I got this from Whatnot, and as you guys can see, it is a New York Comic Con exclusive image issue number 1 of Invincible, signed by Ryan Ottley himself. So I don't even know what to say other than this is easily the coolest thing in my collection. I know I've never showed anything of this caliber on this account yet, but oh my gosh, I can't believe that I got this, and I'm just super grateful to have it, and it's pretty crazy to me. But like I said, today is going to be packed. I'm planning on going to Ollies for the first time, and Ollies apparently has some crazy comic deals. I also plan on going to possibly 2 comic stores, maybe just 1. And I do have to drive my friend Jonas to the airport today. So that's happening in like 30 minutes. So as you guys can see, I'm still wearing my pajamas. Well, I mean, obviously you guys don't know what I slept in. That'd be kind of creepy. But I slept in these clothes because I was super tired. So I got to go get changed. So let me get changed and I'm going to go eat breakfast after that. You already know I got a nice bowl of granola and yogurt. All right, we are going to pick up my friend Jonas now. Let's go get him. I just picked up Jonas. As you can see, he's here. So we're about to go to the airport.
All right, see you, bro.
All right, we just dropped Jonas off, so now we're gonna go to Ollies. Super excited. Yeah, see you, bro. All right, we just arrived at the Ollies, and I am super excited to go inside because I have seen so many people have great deals here, and I'm super excited just because I've never been here before. So let's go inside. Can see this place is absolutely massive, so I'm just excited to see how many books they have and the deals that they have. This place is also super far from my house, so this will probably be like a one-time thing, but hopefully this place isn't too good, or else I'm gonna, like, you know, feel bad that I can't come here all the time, because like I said, I've seen some insane deals. I've seen people get Omnis for like $20, so I'm excited. Okay, we just got here, but as you can see, we got to the right section basically instantly, and I already see a Batman book for $4, so I'm really excited. There's also a bunch of Batman books and a bunch of comics on this wall, so I'm really excited to see what they got. I just read the Batman Court of Owls compact, and I can't believe they have the Volume 1 trade for $4. What the heck? They also do have a new 52 Volume 1 Aquaman for $4. I'm deciding I might get this. As you can see, they have the Batman in Fortnite collab. Alright, that's pretty cool. A Stranger Things coloring book. That's pretty sick. See, I would get this Tips and Tricks, but as you guys can see, it is the 2024 edition. Okay, now this is peak. This is literally insane. Superman Unchained. Look at how thick this book is. $6. What? Genuinely, how does this make any sense? This is so cheap. All right, I'm back in my car, and I really wanted to just talk about how my first experience at Ollies went. So first of all, their selection isn't very good. For some reason, they have like a ton of copies of the exact same book, but overall, the prices are just really insane. They did have these cool comic bags though that I think is really interesting, where it had 5 random single issues, and you could buy like 5 random Bronze Age, 5 random Silver Age, 5 random Gold Age, 5 or Golden Age, 5 random Current. And I think that's really cool just because it can get people more into comics because it's only $5. Even if you get 5 single issues that like are terrible, at least you only spent $5 on it. So it is really cool to just be able to, like, you know, up your singles collection or just to get people into comics in general. That's where I think the extent of the variety goes, because like I said, for some reason they would have like 20 to 30 copies of the exact same book. And so for like, they had Scott Snyder's Batman, The Court of Owls, which is an amazing book, but they had like 30 of them instead of having like a variety of books, which I thought was a little bit interesting. But again, the prices literally can't be beat. Like Volume 1 of Scott Snyder's Batman New 52 was literally like $4.
they had the Superman trade like I showed you. It was normally $25. I don't know how many issues it contains, but it is pretty thick, and it was sold for like $5 or $6. That's just insane. That literally won't be beat anywhere else. But overall, like I said, their selection is a little bit short, or at least at this location. I've also seen people buy like omnis and compendiums, but this location didn't have any. So I guess I just got unlucky. But I'm going to go back home now because I want to make a lot of reviews because I have been reading a lot since last week. And as you guys know in my vlogs, I like to just give a little recap of everything I read from last vlog to now. So let's go and do that. Also, I am going to be going to another comic store because it is new comic book day and I didn't get anything new, but I will be showing you guys what I get when I get home. So let's get straight into it.
All right, we're back from Ollie's, and as you can see, I got a fat stack of books. I still am going to a comic store later today for new comic book day. So there's going to be 2 hauls in one vlog. That's kind of insane. But I want to show you guys what I got. So let me show you guys. So starting off, we got volume 1 of New 52 Aquaman. I got this for $4. It says here that the cover price is $15, but I got it for $4. So again, crazy deal. And it's written by Jeff Johns. I've heard really good things about this. And if you guys have been keeping up with DCKO, the Aquaman versus Hawkman DCKO fight was awesome. So I just wanted to read more Aquaman in general. So this is my first, I think, Aquaman book ever. So I'm so excited. And again, it's Jeff Johns. If you guys don't already know, Jeff Johns made Flashpoint, which is the first comic book I've ever read. So I'm super excited to read this. Next, we got Superman Unchained. It says that this contains, it doesn't say what it contains actually, but I thought it would on the back, normally it does, but it's written by Scott Snyder, art by Jim Lee, and I got it for $6. And as you can see, this is a super duper thick trade. And yeah, $6 for a Scott Snyder book and art by Jim Lee is insane. It says that the cover price is $25. Yeah, it says $25 on the back. So $25 is what it normally is. I got it for $6. And I just want to read more Superman in general because Superman is a really cool hero to me. And he is getting a second movie coming up soon. So I want to read more Superman. So excited to read this. Next, we have Rebirth Suicide Squad Volume 1, The Black Vault. It says that the price for this is $17 normally, and I got it for $5. So again, another really good deal. And as you guys can see, it is Rebirth. If you know anything about me, I'm a huge fan of Rebirth. I love Titans Rebirth. I love Teen Titans Rebirth. I just love everything Rebirth in all honesty. So I like Nightwing Rebirth. Like, it's just so good. So I'm excited to read this. I love the whole Rebirth era of DC. I even read Blue Beetle Rebirth recently. It's really good. But yeah, I'm super excited to read this. I have not read any Suicide Squad books. So this is my first Suicide Squad book, which is really cool because I want to read more, just a variety of characters, because I feel like I read a lot of the same characters. So I'm trying to like branch out and read, you know, kind of everything so I can get a good grasp of what I truly like in comics. You know what I'm saying? So really excited to read this. And last but not least, I got Scott Snyder's Volume 1, New 52, Court of Owls, Volume 1. I am so excited to read this, but I actually have something to tell you. So I've actually already read this in the compact, right here, yeah. So I fully read this compact a couple days ago, and it's really good. So I'm actually going to be giving this to my brother, just as a gift, because like, why not? He's also going to be coming with me to the comic store. We're meeting up with my girlfriend later at the comic store, so I'm super excited. But yeah, I'm going to give this to my brother, so I'll show you that right after I talk about what I read this week. So if you guys haven't followed the TikTok or Instagram, you definitely should. The links will be below. But as you guys know, I am doing a challenge where I'm trying to read all of my physical trades before I go to college. So I just want to show you guys what I have to read. So, as you guys can see, this is a pretty thick stack, but some of these I've already read. I've read Absolute Wonder Woman, I've read Do a Power Bomb, I've read Feral, I've read, honestly, and I've read Zatanna by Paul Dini, but I have to read the rest of these. So I have to read Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, Dark Knight's Metal, The Flash Rogues Reloaded. Oh, wait, I've read this as well, Green Lantern 2 Guardians. I need to read King Spawn, Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire, The Ravagers, Red Coat, Red Goblin, Spider-Man Blue, The Death of Superman, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run, and the IDW First Premiere Collection of TMNT, and Infinity Gauntlet War Zones. So as you guys can see, that is a really thick stack. So I will keep you updated as the weeks go on in the vlogs, just to tell you guys what I'm reading, but I want to show you guys what I've read so far. I also forgot to mention that I have to read all of these singles as well. So all of these singles plus all of those trades, but I want to show you guys what I've read so far.
So I am 3 days into this challenge. I have read the entire Court of Owls compact comic. I have read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the entire trade. I have read the first 12 issues of Spawn. And I have read the first issue of Nemesis Reloaded. So I'm gonna give you guys all the reviews of everything that I just mentioned, as well as all the stuff that I've read online since last week, just to keep you guys updated in what I've been reading. But I wanna give you guys those reviews, and then we go to the comic store. So let's get straight into it. All right, I'm telling you guys in advance that I've read so much this week because I had a free trial for DC Infinite, as well as I have a subscription for Marvel Unlimited. So a lot of this has been online, but I've also read a lot physically. So I want to go through the stuff I've read online first. So starting off, we have issues 1 through 5 of Crypto, Last Dog on Krypton. This book was so sad. Oh my gosh. I was like on the brink of tears like constantly. Crypto was getting abused by Lex Luthor, like absolutely abused. And it has such a great story. And even though Crypto obviously doesn't have any voice lines because he's a dog, it is so amazing. They were able to portray so much emotion through the different events that were happening in the story, as well as so much things through the artwork, everything. It was amazing. I would give this story a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. Next, we have Riddler Year One. This was so peak. So this is actually written by the actor that played the Riddler. Oh my gosh. This was a 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. If you were a fan of the Matt Reeves Batman movie, this takes such a deep dive into the psychology behind the Riddler, and it also has some events that they talked about in the movie. It was like, it takes place before the 2022 Batman movie, so it sets up like the whole universe and what's going on, as well as what happens with the Riddler. It is so mind-blowing. There is an entire issue that is drawn on banknotes because in this universe, the Riddler works at a bank. His name's like Edward or Eddie or something. He works at a bank, and he's so obsessed with learning about the Batman that he can't even get up to get a regular piece of paper. He has to write his notes on the banknotes. So amazing. 5 out of 5 stars, like I said. It was so good. It was so gross, though. That is definitely an 18+ read. Next, we have Batgirl issues 1 through 7. So far, this has been really good. I wasn't a fan of issue 7 because it took, I guess this is a spoiler, so I guess if you don't want spoilers, plug your ears. But Lady Shiva dies, and the issue 7 takes place before she died. So we get like a whole issue just focusing on her backstory. But no offense, I don't really care about a backstory for a character that just died. I would rather have the backstory before they died to give it more emotional impact when they do. So I didn't really like that issue. It was kind of boring, and Cassandra Cain did absolutely nothing in that entire issue, which is the whole reason I'm reading Batgirl. I'm not reading a Lady Shiva solo story. I'm reading a Batgirl story. There was so much momentum going for Batgirl's character. Like Cassandra Cain, the way she's written is so similar to Daredevil. Like she has such heightened senses. It is amazing. I love everything that's written about Cassandra Cain. Honestly, everything else in the series, though, I'm not really enjoying. I would give this like a 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.5, but the artwork is great. The action is great. Cassandra Cain is awesome, like genuinely awesome in this series. The other supporting characters are not that great in my opinion. So I'll give it like a 3.5 to 4 stars out of 5. Next, I read Speed Force issue number 1. This might be the worst book I've read in a really long time. There's something on this list that's even worse. But Speed Force number 1 was not very good. It was kind of just a nothing burger of an issue, and it's really cool seeing all of these speedsters work together, but they do nothing. Like they don't do anything this entire story, and they kind of just throw in like a lot of like teen lingo to try to make it seem like they're teenagers. But I'm a teenager. Nobody talks like that. Like they're just using the most random slang every time they get a chance to like shorten a word. It's so awful. The dialogue is completely terrible. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the artwork either. I would give this story like a 2 out of 5 stars, maybe 1.5. It's not very good in my opinion. This is absolutely the worst thing that I read this week. It is Batman and FaZe Clan. I actually like FaZe Clan, so I thought this was gonna be like, somewhat interesting. This was so terrible. They threw in gamer terms as much as they could. Like FaZe Banks would be like, I need to carry you. And FaZe Rain would be like, I'm gonna go for a trick shot. And he told Oracle to clip his trick shot. Like Bro, it was terrible. And not only that, the plot made literally no sense because they had to go into this virtual reality world to like fight the Riddler. But the thing that makes no sense is some of his games were so rigged to the point where it was like choose a box. One has an explosive and one has a coin to get to the next level. And they picked the wrong box, but then still were able to progress to the next level. That makes no sense because then no matter what box they choose, they would have won. So there was no stakes. But yeah, it was very weird. Batman like added FaZe Clan and was like a gamer at the end of it. I hated it. It was so bad. I would give this like a one, probably 0.5 stars out of 5. Like not even a 1 star. It was terrible. Next, I read the 2022 Iron Fist issue number 1. This is Lin Lee as Iron Fist. Oh my gosh, I love Lin Lee. I read his Swordmaster series issues 1 through 12, and I did not really enjoy it. But Lin Lee as Iron Fist is actually very enjoyable. I really like the fact that the sword is embedded into his fists because that's so cool because he has the power of Swordmaster and the power of the dragon. For Iron Fist, I forget what it's named. It's like maybe something Lao. I don't know. That's probably or Kunlun or something like that. I don't know. But it's super cool. And Danny Rand obviously shows up in this issue, and they have a lot of interaction between Danny Rand and Lin Lee, which is really cool. And I just really enjoyed this issue. I would give, like, obviously I've only read 1 issue, so I can't rate the entire series, but the issue, I would give it like a solid 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. Next, I read the Clayface in the Batman One Bad Day series, and overall, I would say it's pretty okay. Like, I think the characterization of Clayface wanting to become an actor because he can just become whoever he wants, and he really feels the emotion of being a monster, so he tries to, like, what's it called, like audition for roles where these characters are considered monsters is really cool. But he kind of goes on a rampage over nothing, and I don't think his motive was strong enough to really entice me into feeling that motive he was trying to get behind, if that makes any sense. The artwork was really good. I really like the characterization between Batman and Clayface near the end of the issue, and I also think that Clayface was pretty justified in the stuff he was doing earlier in the book. It was just later in the book he was kind of just going on a rampage killing everybody, and I didn't really like that part because if it stayed just where people would do him dirty and then that's why he would go and like fight them, that makes more sense. But it went to a point where like there was people who literally had no interaction with Clayface and he was just mauling them. And like I'm not gonna feel bad for that guy anymore because even though he was justified in the beginning, now he's just going on a rampage. So I didn't really like the ending. I really liked the beginning though. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Sandman issue 1 through 11. This is written by Neil Gaiman or something. Gaiman. Guys, he's not a good guy. I don't like him as a person. I just want to put that out there. But the Sandman, I read issues 1 through 11, and oh my gosh, it might be the best written story I think I've ever read. It is so heavy though. Like it is very, very hard to read a lot of it at once because the topics that it talks about are so dark and so grim and so real that you can feel the weight behind the book. And sometimes it gets a little gross to read. Like it's like, okay, I need to take a break. This is like kind of hurting my head. This is putting me in a bad place psychologically. I need to just take a break. But you cannot deny the beauty of its writing. And also just Dream as a character is one of the coolest comic characters that I think I've ever read in my entire life. He's such a complex dude with such a complex origin. I love it. And I've just been loving the universe that has been built around the Sandman. And I just think it's really, really cool. Psychologically, like I said, it is very, very like taking a toll if you read a lot of it. But it is such a complex book. I love it. The philosophy behind the stuff that the Sandman talks about is so unique and so deep. Overall, this is a 5 out of 5 story. I think it could even go past a 5 out of 5 if it was allowed to. This is one of my favorite things I've read in a really long time. And I just cannot believe that this is like so real. I don't know how to explain it. There's so much weight and so much like oomph behind this book. It is like, I can feel everything through the pages. And obviously sometimes it makes you feel these bad things, but sometimes it like blows your mind. I think it was issue 5. Dream has like this like face off against one of the demons in hell, where they're playing a game where they can like one up each other. So the Sandman starts by saying like, oh, I'm a fly, and then the other guy says like, oh, I'm a spider, and the other guy says, oh, well, I'm some like a snake that eats the spider, and then the other guy says like, oh, well, I'm a bird that eats the snake. So they're just trying to one up each other, but like only by a little bit. And it like they keep upping it and upping it, and then the other guy that the Sandman's going up against says, I'm the anti-life, because like what is possibly worse than death? And it points back to Sandman, and he says, I am hope. And that was literally one of the most powerful things that I've read in my entire life, because it's showing that no matter what, even through certain death, there is nothing that can triumph against the feeling of hope. And that was so good. That was literally one of the best comic moments that I could have ever had the delight of reading. It was so good. I love this series, 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read the Flash and the Fantastic Four DC Go like crossover. It was pretty decent. I think there was some characterizations that I wasn't a huge fan of. Overall, the artwork was really, really good. I think it was just fun because I'm a huge fan of The Flash. So I don't know. I'm a little bit biased. This is a short review because it was just one issue and it was a really short story. I'd give it like a 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty decent. Next, I read Dawn of DC, The Flash, issue number 1. We're only on issue 1, but so far I think it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff that focuses on Gorilla Grodd, which is really good because I'm a huge fan of Gorilla Grodd. But, you know, there's not that much to really rate. It's only been one issue. But I would say, like, for the, you know, comparing it to other issue 1s that I've read, I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a pretty solid, like, starting point for this new universe of Dawn of DC, The Flash. The next thing I read was Flash Forward issues 1 through 6. This has some of the most iconic Wally West panels, and I think this story was really good. I'm not the biggest cosmic Marvel guy, but I'm a really big Wally West fan. So this was kind of like my entry point into more of the cosmic side of Marvel, and I thought it was really, really good. You know, seeing Wally West fight against the darkness that he created was super interesting, and also seeing him really push the limits to his speed and his powers, taking over like he like soloed the Justice League, but like it was like a Justice League version where they were vampires. It was super cool. I really enjoyed it, and you know, overall, I would say it's like a 4.5 to 4 to 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of cosmic things, but Wally West in this, mixed with the cosmic aspect, really pushed it forward for me, so I really enjoyed it. And last but not least, for the things that I read online, I read issues 62 to 93 of Mark Waid's The Flash run. This starts with Wally West's origin and then has one of my favorite Wally West arcs, or just the Flash-related arcs in comic books, with the whole evil Flash. I think it was like issues 71 to 76. That might be wrong, but it was so good, and I'm loving this Mark Waid run. I just can't wait to continue reading this. I'm hoping that for Christmas I could get the omnibus for Mark Waid's The Flash, because this is so peak, but I'm just loving it so much so far. The Born to Run arc was one of my favorite origins of any comic book character that I've ever read. I usually am not a huge fan of origin stories. I like just seeing them in action, but I loved it. I thought it was such a great origin, and I just really enjoyed it in general. I've just been binge reading it, so it's really, really good. But now let's go on to the physical things. Oh wait, I gotta give it a rating. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Huge fan of Wally West. But I want to now go on to the stuff that I've read physically. Now on to the stuff I read physically, starting off with the Batman Court of Owls compact. Dude, this was insane. Scott Snyder's Batman is so good, and you can tell this is like the absolute Batman before absolute Batman, if that makes any sense. There are so many aspects of this that are just super unique, and I really like the Court of Owls, how they're bringing people back from the dead and resurrecting them as like Talons is super cool. And also the fact that Dick Grayson himself was supposed to become a Talon is also really, really cool. So I really enjoy this. This story is really good. I am planning on continuing the rest of the New 52 Batman run, the Scott Snyder run, in the near future. I obviously have only read the first 11 issues, but I am planning to read, I believe there's
54 issues in the run. That might be wrong. I feel like I remember that somewhere, but I'm planning on reading the entire run at some point. But oh my gosh, this was really good. 5 out of 5 stars. Next, we got Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. This was really good. I really enjoyed the artwork in this, and also Supergirl as a character. The fact that they really emphasized that she sees the truth in all people is super good. I think I don't know too much about Supergirl because this is, I believe, the first Supergirl story that I've read, but I'm assuming this is a good characterization of her because this is one of the stories that gets recommended the most for Supergirl, and I would say that the character that is portrayed of Supergirl in this is amazing. I absolutely absolutely adore the story. It's so good. Also, the character Ruthie, I might be pronouncing that wrong, is a really, really good supporting character in this. You could also consider her like the main character in the first couple issues, but she is a very good supporting character. I really enjoyed her, and also it was just awesome. I don't know what more to say. I really enjoyed this book. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason it's not a 5 out of 5 stars is I think the first beginning, like maybe 3 issues, were a little bit slower and didn't focus that much on Supergirl, which I kind of didn't like, because a lot of people, when they're going into reading Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they want a lot of Supergirl, and there was barely any in the beginning because it focused a lot on Ruthie. But overall, still really good, and Ruthie as a character was also really good, so I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The artwork is also beautiful. Next, we have the first issue of Nemesis Reloaded. As you can see, I have the Pokemon card as the bookmark, but this art by Jorge Jimenez is amazing. Also, Nemesis might be the biggest, like maniac of all time. This dude is crazy. He put people in a battle royale, and the last one, they all had to kill each other, and the last one to survive would stay alive. And then after the last guy, won, Nemesis just shot him in the head. Like, bro, hello? This guy is literally a menace. I don't know what more to say, but overall, this was really good. I've only read 1 issue, so obviously I don't have that much to rate, but for the first issue, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. And last but not least, I have the first 12 issues of Spawn Compendium 1. In all honesty, the art is kind of carrying this book because the first 12 issues, in my opinion, are not very good. I think there's some issues that are really, really good in this, especially I think it was issue 8, which really tackled the problem of artists not having complete control over the characters they make. It was a really good and really, it is what Image Comics is, you know what I mean? They really drive that Image Comics is creator first. And this is like the Image Comics breakthrough book. So I was expecting more uniqueness like that. And I feel like the beginning issues have been a little dry and they're so wordy. Oh my gosh. Like, there's some issues that take me, like, a single issue, which is like 30 pages, will take me like 25 minutes to read because there's just so much blabber. Like, none of the dialogue is really that important. There hasn't been like a single line really that has like stood out to me as being something that's like, wow. Like, when I was describing the Sandman earlier, I could literally recite a line from memory because it was that meaningful. And Spawn has like double the dialogue of that without a single meaningful line. I'm really not the biggest fan of it, but again, the artwork is amazing. I'm hoping that it really picks up because what it seems like it's building up to with like the 7 pillars of hell is super interesting. I find that part of Spawn really interesting. I'm really not a big fan of when he's just fighting some like street tier guys in some alleyway to protect this alley from like criminals. Like, that's so boring. This guy literally has powers given to him by the devil or a devil that he made with like a deal with the devil to get the powers of a hell spawn. And constantly they talk about how hell spawns are like super hard to kill and have like infinite power. Why would I care if he's going up against a couple guys with guns? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. In all honesty, again, he hasn't even shown that much powers. All he's really done is shown his blasts and his teleportation. And then other than that, he's just been using guns. So I haven't even got to see his Hellspawn powers yet, really. I guess he showed his regeneration because he got his heart ripped out. But the thing that I really liked about the beginning of this book is it seemed like it was going to be a comedy because a lot of it was focused on the fact that even though he got out of hell and made the deal with the devil, he is now living hell on earth. And I loved that part of the story, but it's not a comedy anymore. It's focusing more on the action, and the action is not very interesting to me. Again, the artwork is great. I'm not a big fan though. I just really want it to go back to taking itself not so seriously, because that's what I enjoyed. I enjoyed when the character was cracking jokes after like seeing his wife pregnant with his best friend. You know what I mean? Like that's so funny. Like imagine you make a deal with the devil and the only requirement is that you get to go back and live with your wife, and then you have to live with your wife, but she's married to your best friend and has a kid with him. Like that's insane. And that was so comedic. And like also Spawn, like when he transformed into his human form, instead of being a black man who he was when he died, he transforms into a blonde dude. So his wife would never want him again. So it's so funny. Like stuff like that was so good, but that was only in the first like 3 issues. Everything else is just so boring. Overall, I would say maybe a 3 out of 5, maybe a 2.5 out of 5, but like I'm forcing myself to like this. Like I want to enjoy it so much, but gosh, it's so wordy and it's so boring. I don't know. I'm just hoping it gets better. A lot of people, like Spawn is like a 300 issue run. Like I'm assuming there's some magic that is going to show up in this first compendium that's going to make me enjoy it. But overall, I just don't think it's all that. Yeah, I think it's just, I'm disappointed. I also read a bunch of single issues, but I actually don't remember where I placed them. But if you want to see my reviews on them, make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram, like I said. But now let's give my volume 1 of the New 52 Batman to my brother. Let's get his reaction. I have something for you. I got it at Ollies.
You went to Ollie's?
I did, because I was dropping Jonas off at the airport.
Oh shoot, $250?
Volume 1. Look at the price on that. Look at the price.
$3.99.
There was like literally
Wait.
100 copies of it.
Where's Ollie's?
It was like an hour and 40 minutes away. It was so long, but
Did you go today?
yeah, I went today. I got some other stuff too.
Sick.
But yeah, what do you think?
This is awesome.
All right, we'll also be going to the comic store pretty soon, so yeah. All right, we're going to the comic store now. All right, we just got here, and I'm excited to get my new comic book day stuff.
So yeah, it is this time of year. You can stop like the newest
This, but if I don't get it, then that's... There's a lot of trades. Yo, that's crazy. Cassidy's here. Well, we got bad news.
What?
There's only 1 copy of Exquisite Corpses.
What?
I'm gonna give it to you, but can I read it first?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do they got? Sandman.
That's pretty cool. I was talking about it earlier.
Oh my gosh.
You already know I see my goat, so I'm going to have to get this no matter what. I heard this was pretty peak, so I'm gonna get this too. All right, me and Cassidy are here. We only got a little bit, but we got Pokemon packs, so we're gonna open them. Who do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. All right, all the pressure's on you.
Okay.
Imagine you,
I'm repping the...
imagine you pull like a $300 million card and then you just like get beat up and I steal it.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Oh, those code cards look cool.
All right.
Oh. Okay. Bonieri. Okay. Delme. I don't even know who that is. It's gonna be Numel. Oh, I like Krogunk. Krogunk is underrated. Spiritomb. I'm sensing something good. Gumshoes. Surfing Beach. I think reverse hollow.
Okay.
Tyrogue. I don't know how to pronounce that. And wait. Oh, Mega Camerupt EX. Oh my god. Right, it's time for my Mega Evolution pack. You know, I weighed this pack, so I already know there's something good in it. Alright, so we got the code card.
Here's the code for anybody who wants to redeem it. All my fans out there, you guys will really enjoy that card. Okay, anyways. Okay, starting off, we got Dark Energy. Oh my gosh, that's so peak. We got Spoink. All right, pretty cool. We got Snover, also pretty cool. We got Delibird. Okay, that's pretty peak. I'm just gonna do it this way. We got, I can't read like that. We got Toxicroak. Oh, evolves from Krogunk, those who know. Krogunk is pretty cool. Then we got Centiscorch. Pretty cool. Then we got Sturgeoner. No idea how to pronounce that, but that's okay. We got Lily's Determination. We got Reverse Hollow Ultra Ball. We got a Reverse Hollow Inteleon. And last but not least, we got all right. So we all know that I got the better pack. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed. I still got more stuff, so when I go back home, I'll show you guys what I got. Okay, Cassidy has to go do our J-Star B, so we gotta say goodbye now. All right, we're back from the comic store and we got a lot of stuff. Starting off though, I got something that's not actually a comic. It's because I got a long box. Because if you guys know anything, I have been running out of space for my single issues. I just have so many. So I will be putting this up in this YouTube video. I also got another thing that's not a comic. I got the Taskmaster. I said I was gonna get it. I'm not gonna take it out of the box. If you guys see my pop figures over there, I used to take my pop figures out of the boxes, but that was when I was little. I like it so much better when it's in the box, so I will not be taking this out of the box. And because I'm back home, I low-key forgot to set up a pull list, so I only got one single issue for New Comic Book Day. But because I only got one single issue, I also wanted to get a trade, so let me show you guys what I got. Starting off with the single, we have Zatanna versus Harley Quinn. I'm more excited for this than the Swamp Thing versus Cyborg fight anyways, so I don't mind that I'm missing out on that. But I kind of wish that I got it a little bit, but I also wish that I got like Daredevil and Punisher too. There was a couple books that I was looking at that this week came out with, Exquisite Corpses being one of them. I let Cassidy take it. And Everything Dead and Dying issue number 4 is another one that I really wanted to get. But I'll just get those at some point soon. It doesn't really need to be right now. But I am looking forward to reading the Harley Quinn and Zatanna comic, so that's pretty good that I have it. And then the trade I got, I'm actually so excited to read this because I've heard amazing things about it. It is Paper Girls Volume 1. I like everything related to time travel, and from what I've heard, this is related to time travel. So, like I said, I am super excited to read this. It's also in this like cool form. It's not like a manga per se, but it's like a book. I don't know how to explain it. It's, I don't know. But the form that it's in, I really like. But that's everything I got, so let's set up my long box together so I can finally store my single issues. As you can see, I got my long box formed, so let's really quickly move all of the stuff from my short box to my long box. Let's do this. Now we got a pretty big amount of single issues that I have to add to my long box as well, so let's organize them. Finally, we're done. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. I had a really fun time doing all of this comic shopping as well as doing everything else that was in the vlog. I had a really fun time. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Please click that notification bell and make sure to comment something. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.